Welcome back to another 2005 Ultimate Ironman video. Last episode, we talked about the skill requirements that we still need to finish up questing on this account. And we just have two more skills to finish, that being smithing and runecrafting. Currently on level 53 smithing and level 14 runecrafting, so we have quite a bit of a ways to go. For smithing, we still need quite a bit more GP to buy all the gold ore that we need. After this trip, we're going to be doing some dust devils and maybe some barrows here and there to hopefully get enough money to be able to afford 65 smithing. Alright, we're running low on cash. Wrapping up this trip, we just hit level 57 smithing, and I think that's a good place to call it. Still need about 400 to 500k GP, which shouldn't take us too long to get. Our first chest back, chest number 202, and nothing. Chest number 212, and we get... Ooh, Varrock's Flail. That's 100k High Elk, I think. Just checked, and yeah, it's a nice 96k High Elk. Oh, another Varrock's Flail. Okay, it's another 100k. Try my luck with a hard casket, hopefully get a magic shortbow or black d'hide chaps. And we get... Oh, another longbow. Rune stuff, which is cool. I'll High Elk that. Another hard casket, and rune. Gonna be taking a small break from the money making and do some rune crafting, which is probably the first time anyone has ever said that sentence. But we just got the fire talisman, so we're gonna be crafting fire runes up until 27, I believe it is, and at 27 we do unlock cosmic runes, and cosmic runes is what we're gonna be using from 27 to 50. Which in total, pure essence that we need, it's about 12,000, and we're a little bit over a tenth of the way there. So we still have a long ways to go, but we should be able to get level 27 rune crafting. Yeah, I lied. Just a little though. I did get level 25 rune crafting, so I was only 2 off. But the silver lining is that I have 1.1 million GP, so we have more than enough to fund our 65 smithing. And we should have plenty left over to do whatever we want with it. I also did get quite a bit of noted mithril bars from dust devils, so I am going to be running back and forth between this anvil and the bank, unnoting the bars and smithing them into scimitars and dropping them, and then grind out the remaining smithing levels at blast furnace. 27 rune crafting as promised, and with level 63 smithing, we have finished our smithing grind. The reason why I'm stopping at 63 and not 65 is because Devious Minds, which requires the 65 smithing, does allow for boosts. And one boost that I do have access to is Mature Dwarven Stouts, which raises your smithing by 2. And that is a quest reward from the Forgettable Tale. So just before we do Devious Minds, we're going to do that quest first, save the Dwarven Stout, and use it when necessary during Devious Minds. One thing I do want to mention a bit on the side here is the new Combat Rebalance update. Which, don't get me wrong, I really like the update and its concepts. However, for an account like this, which really relies on everything how it was 20 years ago almost, that's not good. Now, by no means is the account ruined or anything, but the good news is that we're almost done. We just need a few more drops, and to finish up the quest, and we're done. Alright, chest number 241. Are you kidding me? A third time. That's my third flail in like, what, 30 KC? Oh, man. Another free 96k. No! Ooh. Out of the 4 things it could have rolled for Kirill, it happened to be the only one that I had. I would have taken the other 3. Well, actually, I probably would not have taken the coif. But the leather skirt, and especially the crossbow, I need that crossbow. Oh, man, that's probably going to be the closest I'm ever going to get to the crossbow for probably the rest of this account's life. Oh, no. Number 265. Nice. Nice. Our second out of 4 Guthan's pieces. The stats are slightly worse than the Darroch's plate legs. And I am 100% keeping these, so it looks like I'm high alking that plate legs. That was like a 165k high alk, I think, which is pretty good. Alright, this is going to be my last chest for now, then I'm going to be doing some questing. Do we get anything good? No, we do not. No item. Alright, time to kick off the first of 4 final quests that we have to do with A Tale of Two Cats. I am at the very end of A Tale of Two Cats, and all I have to do to complete this quest is talk to this guy right here. But at the end of the quest, he does give me 2 XP lamps that I can only use on skills that are above level 30. And my rune crafting right now is 27, not level 30. So I'm going to finish Rat Catchers first because I still need this cat amulet and a few other quest items. Then right after Rat Catchers and getting the 2 XP lamps, it's straight to 50 rune crafting. This is Rat Catchers completed, and now it's time to get level 30 rune crafting. First and foremost, since I am level 27 rune crafting, I do meet the requirement to be able to use the small and medium pouch, which will give me a lot more XP per hour since we are very limited on the inventory space, which I am going to clean up a little bit here in just a second. And not that long later, here's our medium pouch. Right, this is what the inventory is looking like, and it is very clean, very spacious compared to what it usually is. I either high-alked or dropped everything that I didn't need. I think what I have right now is basically the essentials. I mean, you could argue that I could drop the dust runes, but I really don't feel like getting them back. So here we are entering the Cosmic Rift, and we are taken to the Cosmic Altar. And when we enter this portal right over here, we are going to enter Xanaris. And this is the only way I believe I can get into Xanaris without the Draven Staff, which is really nice. But yeah, I walk north here for a little bit, use a Pure Essence on the Bankers, unnote them, and head all the way back. And then we craft 26 Cosmic Runes, and then we repeat all of that for the next 15 hours. That is 30 rune crafting. Now let's go claim our XP lamps. Now we have officially completed A Tale of Two Cats, and this should bring us to about 33 rune crafting. Now for just a minute I want to talk about Slayer, and Slayer is extremely important for this account because at level 85 Slayer, you do unlock the Abyssal Whip, which is a drop from Abyssal Demons. And obtaining the Abyssal Whip is one of the final few goals I want to achieve on this account before I say I'm done with it. And as I said, that requires 85 Slayer. Currently we are at 72. So there's a whole 13 levels away, and with Slayer in 2005 is not exactly the fastest, that's going to take a while. However, there is a little shortcut that we can take to get the Abyssal Whip a little bit quicker, and that is through boosting. Drinking the Slayer Respite gives you a +2 boost in Slayer, and drinking a mature Slayer Respite gives you a +4 boost in Slayer. So theoretically speaking, we can get the Abyssal Whip at 81 Slayer, even though it's extremely unlikely, it is still a possibility. And the only way that I can obtain Slayer Respites is through brewing them myself. On screen now, I'm farming for Wild Bloods and Barley, which combined together does make the Slayer Respite. The hard part is the time required to make the Slayer Respite. It takes a bare minimum of 1 to 2 days for the Slayer Respite to ferment, and even then there is a small, I think it's like 15% chance for the whole batch to go bad, and you have to toss it out and start all over again. And there is a small 5% chance for that Slayer Respite to become matured. Now you may know that you can increase the odds of making stuff matured from 5% to about 66% by adding an item called the Stuff. And it's a reward from Troubled Brewing, but that is a minigame that came out in 2006, so I do not have access to that. So we're stuck with the 5%. So every 1 to 2 days we are rolling a 5% chance to see if we can get some matured Slayer Respites. So this is going to be fun. I have plenty of time since I'm only level 72 Slayer, but once we start creeping around that 80-81 Slayer mark, I really do hope I have some Slayer Respites matured. Before we get into this next bit, it would mean the world to me if you can subscribe to the channel if you are enjoying the content. Anyways, we are here at Fever Spiders, and Fever Spiders for a little bit were quite the popular topic because they were dropping root items due to their reworked table, which has now been reduced to adamant, but it's still a really profitable low-level Slayer monster. And through all this talk of Fever Spiders, I looked into their drop table and they drop Pure Essence, noted Pure Essence. So they are the perfect NPC to get noted Pure Essence from, and they drop it in about a 1 in 16 chance, and they are extremely easy to kill. So I'm going to get the remaining 10,000, 11,000 remaining Pure Essence that I need, and I'll be back with you in a few hours. And that is the last Pure Essence drop that I need to get about 50 rune crafting. In total, I spent 5 or 6 hours down here, so it wasn't too bad. Our Wild Bloods have finished growing, and now it is time to make some Slayer Respite. So I am here in Keldgrim about to start the Forgettable Tale quest, but before I do that, I am going to dump all my items in here and hopefully pull out with a few matured Slayer Respites. But first I have to talk to this dwarf here. He will give you ale yeast, which is essential in making Slayer Respites or any brews in general, which is only for about 25 GP each. And to brew things, you're going to first use your 2 buckets, then put in 2 pieces of barley, and then finally your Wild Bloods. Oh no, I forgot to get 59 cooking. The one thing I was supposed to do, 59 cooking. Oh my gosh, 1 second. Anyways, you throw in your 4 wild bloods, and then you let your little concoction that you just made ferment for 1 to 2 real life days. Let's hope I get this thing on the first try. While we let that ferment, we're gonna be doing rune crafting for 16 hours. Whew, man, this is gonna be awful. And here we have it. Level 50 rune crafting. Would you believe it if I said I did 16 hours of rune crafting in a span of like 35, 40 hours? Dude, I need to touch some grass or something now because my brain is fried. I can't stand looking at this place anymore. All that time getting the pure essence and crafting that pure essence into fire runes, cosmic runes, and all that sort culminates into me needing to get the large pouch, which you need 50 rune crafting for, and is one of the mandatory prerequisites for Devious Minds. So I am going to be camping abyssal creatures for a little bit until I get the large pouch. And same with the medium pouch, just a few kills later, we have ourselves a large pouch. Before we get started with Devious Minds, we need to do Forgettable Tale of a Drunken Dwarf, as it does reward us with a mature Dwarven Stout, which allows us to boost our 63 smithing to the required 65 smithing required for Devious Minds. Oh yeah, I also went to go check out my Slayer Respite, and it turns out the whole entire thing went rotten. There was like a 10 to 15% chance for that to happen, and it happens on the first time. So now we have to regather the items and then wait another 1 to 2 days. And when I say 1 to 2 days, I mean like real days, like Earth days, like the year of our Lord 2024, 365 days in a year, Gregorian calendar kind of days. Those days that have 24 hours in them, we gotta do 1 or 2 of those every time we want to do this. Here is Forgettable Tale completed, and we have ourselves 2 mature Dwarven Stouts. So in case we somehow mess up one time, I guess we have a second chance. But for this account, that is the penultimate quest before we are finally done with all of our questing. One of the item requirements for Devious Minds is bowstring, so I'm going to have to pick my own flax and make it myself. And that kind of gave me the thought of, I've been playing a couple hundred hours on this account, and not once did I ever do this, which is really weird considering it's a 2005 account, and back then, like everyone and their mother was in the flax fields picking flax to make bowstring to make some money. And for me, on this account, this is the first time. And I don't know, it just feels odd, this place being so empty now. I know it hasn't been like a viable method for like a decade now, but I don't know, I just thought it was a little weird. And here we are at the Paterdamus Temple. Released on December 19th, 2005, Devious Minds was entered into the game as the 95th and final quest of 2005. I didn't plan for it to be like this, but it is just really fitting that the last quest of 2005 is the last quest of this series. So let us begin our final quest of the account. Number 95 out of 95, Devious Minds. I'm not gonna lie, the quest itself isn't that really interesting. You just have to go to Entrana 1 or 2 times, which means as an ultimate Ironman, I do have to create a death pile in order to be able to get on Entrana. But other than that, this quest is a walk in the park. So what we have to do first is, in order to get onto Entrana, we have to create a death pile. Since we cannot bring any weapons or armor onto Entrana, then I have to go back to the monk and reclaim the orb that he wants us to bring onto Entrana. But the funny catch is that you can't take the boat from Port Sarim to Entrana, you have to take the Abyss, which means going into the Wilderness, and use the Law Altar. So yeah, it's a little confusing, but I think you see the point, it's a pretty simple quest. To finish off the quest, you do need to talk to Sir Tiffy and Falador, and then explain all the details of what happened in the quest. And so now, a goal that we've been chasing since day 1 on this account, completing all 95 quests that are available to us, we have completed quest number 95 out of 95, Devious Minds. And as you can see here on the quest log, every single quest from January 4th, 2001 all the way through 2005 is green. And that wraps up one of our major goals that we wanted to complete to finish this account. I did plan to end the video there, but I went to Barrows for some fun and just got some Torag's legs. Not useful for the account, but it's a nice unique. I also high-alked it for quite a bit of gold, like 165k I think it is. And then after that I did a few more runs, hoping for maybe another item. And then you'll never guess what I get. My 3rd Guthans piece, Guthans Plate Body. We are 1 piece away from completing Guthans. And come to think that last episode, I was so close to just writing it off as, oh well, it's just going to take so much time to get, it's not worth it. But here we are, we're 1 item away. So now we're down to 2 items left at Barrows that I need, the War Spear and Carol's Crossbow, and that is it. We are finished with Barrows. I do want to say, if you made it this far into the video, again, I do highly encourage you to subscribe for future content like this. I did just start another series. It's a hardcore Ironman that's locked to the collection log. I've had a lot of fun making the first episode, and the second episode is currently being made, and I'm still having a lot of fun with it. And also, I did launch memberships. If you are able and willing to support the channel financially, I would love if you consider the option of becoming a member, as any revenue that I do get from memberships, I'm putting straight back into the channel. As things like Old School RuneScape membership and the thumbnail that was made for the collection log series, let me tell you, they ain't free. And as someone who's still in college, money ain't easy to come by. So in order to keep this going, I would really do appreciate that financial help. But again, only if you are able and willing to. And if not, hey, that's perfectly okay. You watching the videos is more than enough. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.